the Mission Dorothy podcast with your hostess, Tamekis Williams. Hello, and thank you so much for joining us today at Mission Dorothy, the podcast. Today, I want to share something with you from Louise Hay. She has a beautiful book called Empowering Women. And in the book, there's a little section in here, and she talks about us looking within ourselves for the answers. And as you know, this is the whole mission of Mission Dorothy is to get you to look inside of yourself for answers, for validation, for love, for acceptance, right? Because we want you to look within and find those things within yourself versus looking for them outside of yourself. And so I just wanted to read a really good excerpt from her book because I think that it is really worth sharing with you guys. As I stated, the name of the book is Empowering Women by Louise Hay. So this is not my own. I don't have ownership to this information. I just want to give her credit for it. So here we go. It says, the answers are within us. It is crucial that we always keep in mind that what we think and say becomes our experiences. As such, we will pay attention to our thoughts and speaking patterns so that we may shape our lives in accordance with our dreams. We may say wistfully, oh, I wish I could have, or would have, or that I could be, or would be, right? Those shoulda, wouldas, and couldas. But we don't seem to use the words and thoughts that can actually make those wishes a reality. Instead, we visualize the worst. We think every negative thought we know and then wonder why our lives are not working in the way that we would like. We want to find our inner resources and our connection, that great central source of all life. And side note, of course, for some of us this is God, for others this is universe. We want to find and use our inner core. We all have a treasure trove of wisdom, peace, love, and joy inside of us. And they are only a breath away. I believe that within each of us is an infinite well of peace, joy, love, and wisdom. When I say it is only a breath away, I mean that all we have to do to connect with these places is to close our eyes, take a deep breath, and say to ourselves, I now go to that place within where there is infinite wisdom. The answers I seek are within me. All the answers to all the questions we will ever ask are already within us. We just need to take the time to connect. That's the value and importance of meditation. It quiets us down so that we can hear our own inner wisdom. Our inner wisdom is the best direct connection we have with all of life. We do not need to chase after those gifts of inner wisdom. We just need to create the opportunity for them to come to us. And how do we do that? We can take the time to sit quietly, to go within and find peace, deep and serene as a mountain pool. In meditation, we can find joy. We can connect with an infinite well of love. It is all there within us, and nobody can take these treasures from us. We are meant to explore new depths within ourselves and to make new decisions on how we want to live our lives. We as women have been programmed to accept limited choices. Many married women, and single women too, for that matter, are extremely lonely because they feel they have lost their choices. They have given their power away. They do what I used to do. They look to a man or a guru for all the answers, or else try to become superwomen, doing it all by themselves instead of seeking support or going within. In order to change in our lives, we first need to make these new choices in our minds. We change our own thinking, and then the outer world responds to us differently. So, I am asking you to go within and be willing to change your thinking. Connect with the treasures within you and use them. When we connect with the treasures within, then we will give to life from the magnificence of our being. Connect with your treasures every day. It is vital that we give ourselves the time to listen to our inner wisdom. No person can be totally in touch with the abundance of knowledge within without taking time each day to meditate. Sitting in silence is one of the most valuable things we can do. No one out there knows more about our lives or what is best for us than we do, right here inside. Listen to your own voice. It will always steer you through life in the best possible way for you. Let's all create a rich inner space. Let your thoughts be your own best friends. Most people think the same thoughts over and over. Remember, we think an average of 60,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are the same thoughts we had the day before and the day before that. Our thinking can become ruts of negativity or foundations to a new life. Think new thoughts every day. Think creative thoughts. Think of new ways to do old things. Our consciousness is like a garden, whether it is the garden around our house or the garden of our minds. The most important first step is building good soil. You begin by getting out all the weeds, all the rocks, all the debris that you can find. You add compost and amendments and mix it well. Then, when you plant, the vegetation will grow quickly and beautifully. It's the same thing with our minds. If you want your affirmations to grow quickly, then begin by removing every negative thought and belief you can find. Then you plant some good beliefs, some really good positive thoughts. You affirm what you want to have in life, and there will be nothing to stop you. Your garden of thoughts will grow most abundantly. Now, I absolutely enjoyed that portion of this book once again because it epitomizes my whole purpose of creating Mission Dorothy, and that is that I want you guys to really understand that you really do have the gifts within, that you really have the answers within, that you really can trust your own voice, your own thoughts, and your own beliefs. It's just that you will have to go in and do some cleansing, right? We want to cleanse the negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. You know, oftentimes I don't think that people really understand the power of your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is always storing. So every time you say something negative about yourself, such as I'm broke or I'm fat or nothing goes right for me, every time you say these negative thoughts, you need to understand that these thoughts can stick, right? Once it comes out of your mouth, it goes right back into your ears. And your subconscious is keeping track and recording these thoughts. And so every time something goes wrong, think about it. What thoughts come to mind, right? I would like to ask you to check out this video on YouTube. There's a guy, his name is Joseph Rodriguez, and he has a overview of the book called I think it's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And he gives you an overview of the book. It's like an hour, 24 minutes. You can listen to it while you're in the car. But I really think that it would be a great idea for you guys to go and listen to it, because often, like I said, oftentimes people really don't understand the power of the subconscious mind, right? It's that part of the brain where it stores, whether it's, and it can store trauma, right? It can store a lot of good and bad things. And so it's important for you to be able to go and really listen closely to the book overview. And he really gives great key points on, just the purpose of understanding your subconscious mind. And I'm not getting any royalties or anything like that from plugging him. I just like to share good information, such as this passage from Louise Hay book. And I think Joseph does a really great job at helping individuals understand, the key points in the book as well. So I want you guys to really take some time out this week to really think about, the gifts that you have inside of you, right? And if you don't know where to start, maybe start with writing down your strengths, writing down those things that people say you are great at. Maybe asking those that are really close to you, what attributes about you do they like the most, right? But this is that self exploration where you are being conscious and intentional about finding out what your gifts are, right? And so, as Louise stated in her analogy when she used the example of, kind of cleaning up your garden. Like she said, you got to remove all the weeds, all the rocks, and the debris. That's that negativity. That's the fear. That is the pain. That is the trauma. You have to kind of work to find some peace and balance and closure with those things, right? And then you add the compost and amendments. And those are things that help to nourish and feed your garden or your brain as such, with positivity, right? And the more you feed it, the more you water it, the more beautiful it will be, right? So the more positivity and love and wisdom you share with yourself, with your mind, then the more balanced and beautiful you will feel, right? So take some time to go back and listen to this episode again, because she really does give a great understanding to starting that part of your journey where you are thinking about your own gifts within, right? Just really looking at yourself in the mirror and learning about who you see. Okay? All right. So until our next episode, I want you to have a fantastic day, week, and I want you to really focus this week on working to remove any negative self talk that you are aware of. And I want you to immediately replace it with positive self talk. All right? So until our next episode, have a fantastic day.